Milwaukee Police Department task force officers assigned to Operation North Star 2 work hand in hand with the U.S. Marshals. Violent crime needs a multifaceted approach, and we need to support everyone from our intergovernmental partners to the community that we serve. Operation North Star 2 targets fugitives wanted for violent crime with a priority on those individuals who use a firearm in the commission of their crime. I am proud of our long-standing and ongoing collaboration with U.S. Marshals. I'd like to give a personal thanks to U.S. Marshal Director Davis and Eastern District U.S. Marshal Rosinski for their support. And I'd also like to highlight that our most recent efforts to combat and deter unlawful use of firearms is a collaborative effort. A community is much safer when we work together. I'd like to now bring the Sheriff Ball, to the podium.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, I want to thank the U.S. Marshal for this partnership, for this initiative. With us working together, we can see what we can do. As she stated, this is a force multiplier. We have gotten a lot of violent criminals off the street. And so I'm pleased that we were able to assist in this endeavor, and I'm looking forward to more initiative in the future. I will turn it back over to the U.S. Marshal.
Thank you, Sheriff. Before we take questions, I just want to say that we know enforcement is not the only answer. We know that we need the community working together, that we need programs, that we need to get our young people engaged before they get to a point where law enforcement is seeking them. We are intending to put a program later this year called Operation Safe Surrender to give those who are wanted on warrants an opportunity to turn themselves in a safe environment, safer for the community, safer for the offenders, safer for law enforcement. So look forward to that coming in the future. With that, I want to thank you all for coming. We will open it up for questions. I do have the supervisor of the task force here, so if there's anything specific in regards to the operation itself, he could possibly help you with those responses.
Can you talk about the dangers of the operation? Was anybody injured, either fugitives or members of the task force?
We had no members of the task force or fugitives injured as a result of this operation.
U.S. Marshal Rosinski, the featured arrest in your release, was that a targeted attack against that officer and or his family?
Scott? Scott Keller is the supervisor of the task force.
It was not, to our knowledge, it was not a targeted attack towards the officer. But there was some association with some individuals that were in and around that area, but not targeted directly at the officer.
Any other questions?
Can you clarify, so I noticed you work with other agencies outside of Milwaukee as well. Can you just clarify if everybody who was apprehended is tied to cases specifically in Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, or Wisconsin in general? Just to clarify, because I noticed in the video there's like Racine County and other counties involved too. Do you want?
Sure. We did partner up with the Racine Police Department as well as Racine County Sheriff's Department. There is a lot of crossover between subjects that were wanted out of Racine on offenses that were located in Milwaukee and vice versa. So there is a large crossover. Obviously, we work in a business where the individuals that we're looking for take us to various locations. We as a federal agency, obviously our boundaries are unlimited. But we have worked with the Racine Police Department. As a matter of fact, there was a total of 17 fugitives that were arrested through the efforts with the Racine Police Department as well as the Racine County Sheriffs in the Racine area.
It just, I was going to say, it just goes to show you that criminals don't have boundaries. Mm-hmm. So the ability for us to have task force officers throughout the district and have those work together for the greater good in all of our cities is just the best force multiplier that you could have. And that's why it makes us so effective.
Question for Chief Norman and maybe for the Marshal as well. 114 arrests. By all accounts, seems like it went well, but why not make these before? What is the difficulty in the Milwaukee Police Department or the Racine Sheriff going out and making the arrests?
Well, as the Marshal talked about using other resources outside of our respective cities, the Milwaukee Police Department is appreciative of all the type of collaborative approaches in regards to using all the resources from other task force that's located in other cities to, again, be that force multiplier. But we also understand that there are still needs in our respective communities, and we need to ensure that we're all being respective of those needs, and that it's not a ongoing, like, year long, but these are those type of focused efforts that we are able to come together. And again, it's a force multiplier in our respective communities. But these task force officers are working on their respective cases and other needs within their respective jurisdictions. As you see, there's more than just, Milwaukee Police Department. You have, northern departments, southern departments, other agencies within the federal, enforcement. And so we need to be respectful of that, but this is still always welcomed, and it's nice to be able to report out the efforts and also the impact.
This is welcomed news, but what can you share with just families who are still reluctant to take their kids to the playground, let alone play outside in their own backyard? What hope from this can you offer to them?
Well, the mayor alluded to it already in regards to the other efforts besides enforcement. I mean, when you talk about Camp Rise, when you talk about other particular investments within our community, again, this is an all-in approach. This is not just a law enforcement approach. When you have opportunities to report crime, whether through Crime Stoppers or other venues, utilizing some of the community groups, Office of Violence Prevention, this is an all-hands-on-deck effort. I know that that's been said many, many times, and we mean it. And so it's important for us to, embrace what role do we have in creating safety within our community, and understanding that we all have a responsibility for safer communities.
Thank you, Chief, for touching on that. Yes, I did mention the Camp Rise program that we have that's effective, the Earn and Learn Summer Youth Jobs Program. We worked last year, and we'll do the same this year with youth-serving organizations throughout Milwaukee to let parents and young people, quite frankly, know that there are opportunities to be engaged in positive behavior this summer and every summer in Milwaukee. There are a lot of development that are happening, a lot of cranes in the sky. That means there's family supporting opportunities for folks who want to get their career started in the union construction trades and the like. I want for folks to have opportunity in Milwaukee, because when folks have opportunity, whether it's an upstream program like Earn and Learn or Camp Rise or one of our Boys and Girls Club or nonprofit programs, or whether it's a family supporting job, it creates stability in their lives. And if it creates stability in their lives, then it creates stability in their kids' lives. It creates stability in their household. You get a critical mass of that happening. It creates stability in the neighborhood. And if the neighborhoods are stable and folks begin to develop those relationships, they begin to gel. They become cohesive. And that's really how you get to the true public safety that all of us are talking about. So as was mentioned, there's some good trends. We're headed in the right direction, generally speaking. There's still work to do. All of us recognize that. And you've got the commitment parents do across Milwaukee and really the Eastern District here to know that we're going to put all of our efforts in policing and upstream efforts into place in order to make sure that we're increasing safety for folks in Milwaukee and throughout our region. All right? Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.